Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Good Guy Sports March Madness Women's Basketball Edition. As we record here on this very latest episode of Good Guy Sports, we are going to deep dive into all the latest scores and reactions and ratings in March Madness basketball for both the men and women's tournament. But we are going to start and make our predictions for the women's Final Four taking place out there at State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona, where the Final Four this year's Final Four is taking place. I so I so I hope that all of our audience is listening so that I can make my prediction first before Blake Lumberger makes his. So I as we record here on the show and episode on Good Guy Sports, I am going to that all of our listeners here and who are listening to our who are watching and are who are watching our show.
Let's get it,
Yeah,
Jackson.
yeah,
Let's go,
that's
bro.
right, that's right. I'm ready. I'm ready, and
Come on.
I'm
What
ready,
are
and
they?
I'm ready that our sports fans, our audience who are listening to our show, that I'm going to be making my prediction of the women's Final Four and who's going to be
Yeah.
in it. So here we go.
All
I
right, here
am
we go.
so in my
Wait,
bracket.
Jackson, before you start, let me ask you a question. Is that Park City sweatshirt in relation to anything you're about to say with the women's bracket, or because you're always on point, or is that just random?
Well, actually, Blake, what people should know about my sweatshirt is that I went to the Ability Center a while ago with my family.
Okay,
That's how they
okay.
first heard and found out about the sweatshirt that I'm wearing. So just the backstory of where from where I got it from.
All right, cool. All
All
right,
right.
sorry, continue.
So in my women's Final Four bracket, I have um I'm I'm sorry to do this, Blake, but I'm going to do it anyway. I have UConn beating
Mm,
South Carolina in the
it's
Final
not.
Four.
Don't you do it,
And then
Jackson.
I know, sorry,
That's so
but
fast.
I had to
That's
do
so
it, Blake. I
fast.
had to do it. And then on the other side, I have the LSU Tigers beating the Texas Longhorns, and I have LSU and UConn is going to go back to back. They're going to cut the nets in
Wow.
Glendale, Arizona, and the reason why Blake is
Wow.
and the reason why Blake is Sarah Strong, the national player of the year, leading scorer of the team, actually was born in right here in Durham, North Carolina. That's one of the reasons why, along with her teammate Isaiah Field, who are by far one of the
Well, tell
best
me,
top
bro.
scorers of the team. But that's not the only reason why they're going to cut the nets.
Wow. So don't Staley,
Jean Ormer
Oriana.
Oriana, yes, Jean Ormiana.
Yep.
It for what people should really know about him and of why of why I have him winning it all, cutting down the nets, is that he is the Coach K of women's basketball.
You're not wrong
He
about
really
that. Yeah, now,
is. And,
are you sure Dawn Staley's not the Coach K women's basketball?
well, the well
Huh. Huh.
she would be, but the only problem is Jean Ormirama has more titles than Staley does. So that's really
How many,
the
Jack?
thing.
Give me the numbers. How many?
So Don Staley has three, and I want to say Jean Ormirama has six
Yeah.
total.
He has six. He might have six or seven. I think you're right. Oof. Brutal.
So, yeah, so Jean Ormirama yeah, so
Gino, how many does Gino have?
yes.
Six or seven? Okay. All right. Now, Jackson, hold on a second.
Yes.
Let's unpack what you just said. You know what's shocking about what you just said? Great points, but I'm shocked that Dawn Staley missed a recruit from North Carolina. Is that what you're telling me?
Well, that may be true, but I think you must have. but I think you must have read into something for a different article and different
Well, you said, didn't you say that his star players from North Carolina, one of his star players?
Oh no, oh no, sorry, that would be for the Yukon Huskies.
That's what I'm saying. So Don't Staley missed a local hometown hero from the
Yes,
Carolinas.
yes.
Yeah.
So yes, that yes, yes, you were just yes, you would be yes, you would be
That'd
talk
be correct.
uh, yes, you are. You would be you just mentioned Isaiah Feud happened who was a who I said but before on the show. I'm going to say it again that I mentioned on the show already that she's born in Durham, North Carolina, and that she is by far a projected pick in in this year's WNBA draft. From what I can understand of her um of her playing career, of how is probably who we're referring to, and that's um and so that's really who you're actually talking about and referring to on who that player is.
All right, Jackson. Where does South Carolina end up? Are you saying they're going to make it to the final game and get beat by UConn in the finals?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Okay. And then any big upsets you're foreseeing, or who's a dark horse in this that might make a run? Because traditionally the women's NCAA tournament is more predictable than the men's. Has a 16 seed ever beat a number one seed in the women's NCAA tournament?
Has a you
Six.
know a 16 seed? I don't think
I
so,
don't
but it
think so
has happened before. But I can tell you it's happened multiple times in the men's tournament, not so much in the women's tournament.
How many times in the men's tournament?
I want to say like 3 times.
When's the last time it happened?
Um,
It was two.
UMBC beat Virginia, and
Wow,
then you
they have.
have FIU beating Purdue,
Okay.
and then
Hey, and
yeah,
not to get off not to get off subject, but how about the Kareem El-Dujabbar and his team blowing out of the water? We called it last night. I called it on We Got Sports last night. Remember?
I know. We were all over on that. You and I texting back and forth about it, right?
What's the team's name that he plays for?
Um, which
The
one?
non-seed, the non-seed Kareem El-Dujabbar with the goggles with the specs, and they beat him by like 30 points. They beat
I'm tr
who did they beat? It was an eight beating a seven seed or a nine beating an eight seed last night.
I want to say it was. I don't know. It must have been VCU or something. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. No, well, VCU upset Carolina, right?
Yes.
Yeah. All right, well, Jackson, anything else on the women's bracket you want to talk about?
Um. Yeah, a few things actually. It if I can.
You got time, brother.
Yes,
I'm just
plenty of time.
I'm out
No
here, I'm
rush.
out here in the Lakes there passing Pelican snowballs.
Well, well. Thanks for reminding me of that. Now that's making my dad and my brother and I hungry after you were just saying
Oh,
that. But
sorry. Well,
but any
Publix always has ice cream if you need it.
that's true. That's true. But anyway,
It's
back to
much
my
about
point.
Publix.
Back to my point.
Okay, I'm sorry.
So UConn has 12 titles, and Gene Orniama became the head coach, and he actually won more titles than Coach K, if you can believe it. So that's what really stood out to me, and then Kyra Larson and the Duke women's basketball team has a pretty good team. If has a pretty good team if you really think about it. And
What's their seeding in the tournament, Jack?
what seed is Duke in the tournament?
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's see. So so right now so right now Duke is the free seed, and they, believe it or not, Blake, they they beat Charleston 81-64 earlier. So
Ooh.
in
They did?
in Cameron Indoor Stadium earlier this afternoon.
Oh
And
no.
yeah, sorry, Blake. But anyway, Toby Fortner is by far one of the star players, and who is from Canada, and she is the ACC Rookie of the Year, Birmingham Two Region All Tournament Team, All Freshman of the Year, and by far is one of the most, I think she is one of the best lead scorers that leads um, this Blue Devils women's team, and I think that Fortner, the Toronto, Ontario native, who's a sophomore,
Hey,
forward, can really do it all.
Jackson, I just remembered something. St. Louis Billikens beat Georgia last night. That's who Cream Abdul-Jabbar plays for.
Oh, that's
St.
right. I
Louis
forgot about that.
Billikens.
Thanks for
Yeah,
reminding me.
we called that on
Yeah,
the show. Called that on the show
yeah, we
yesterday.
sure did. And yeah,
Jackson,
let's be real
they
here,
didn't,
Blake. Let's be
they
real
didn't
here.
okay. They didn't
Georgia,
just beat
no, they no, wait, yeah, yeah, I know. I
they opened the
know.
can.
I heard.
They opened the can.
They put up like a they put up like a they put
100
up it
points.
102 points in a like a 50
Yeah.
burger or something. I mean, that's crazy. I mean, that's like the most highest scoring NCAA tournament I've ever
So
watched so far this year.
hey,
So it's crazy.
sorry
And
to Parker Johnson. Sorry.
and nothing against him, but that's just who he is and what he's up against. But because let's be real here, Blake, this Georgia Bulldogs basketball team is absolutely nothing. They are not built for this tournament. Yeah, they had a great season, but they're not. But I'm sorry, but that team is not built built for the NCAA tournament. They're just not. And so, yeah, I know. And so that's really, but yeah, that's really what really stood out to me. But also, Blake, I want to get a quick shout out to Wally Zerbiak and the Miami Ohio has had a perfect season this year. Although although they are losing to Tennessee right now. So all
Oh,
I can say to that, Blake, is that they had a great run, great season, and a lot to accomplish. But I
wait.
hope, but Wally Zerbiak,
Is this
shout out Wally Zerbiak. I hope he's listening to Good Guy Sports. But I know he's
Jackson?
the
Is
most
this women's or
celebrity
men's?
men's.
Oh, Tennessee. Who does he play for?
Wally. He plays for the Miami, Ohio,
Oh, he
and
moves to Tennessee.
yes, and I hope he's
Good
listening. And I
score.
hope he's listening to our to Good Guy Sports, which I hope he can as a guest one of these days. Which I hear a lot of
Oh,
great things about him. He was an All American with the Miami, Ohio team in the '99 season, and he is by far the most. And that was actually, if you can believe it, the last time that Miami Ohio won a tournament game was in '99, and they did it by beating the SMU Mustangs in the first four in Dayton in what was a home cooking crowd out there in the first four in Dayton,
all
which
right.
the fans are which I gotta say, Blake, those fans have been waiting, have been tasting it, they've been feeling it, and they've been waiting
Wait
a
a
long
second.
time
Wait a second.
for this
Wait a second.
for this long time for this to
Wait a
be
second.
happening.
Did you say they went undefeated this year? Did I hear that right?
Yes.
Who? Miami of Ohio went undefeated
Yes.
in basketball?
Yes, yeah, they did.
What? What was the record?
I think it was 30 and 0.
What seed did they get in the tournament?
Let me I'm so I want to say it was a lower seed, but I'm going to have to
Oh,
but yeah, I want to say that but yes, Miami Ohio so I want to say that so so yeah, I'm I'm I do want to say that so well they're losing right now in Philadelphia at the Spectrum Center. So yeah, so Miami Ohio is a 11 seed.
11. Yeah, wow, undefeated. That's incredible. Jackson, trivia time. Are you ready to beat the boss?
Well,
And you're the boss. And you're the boss.
well I'm
Are you ready?
I'm pretty nervous. I don't know if I can get it, but we'll see.
You're the smartest man alive. I know you can do it. Jackson, we got to talk about Furman and number 99. Here's the question. What is his name?
Furman.
Number 99. Big upset yesterday. Number 99 went off, shot all the threes, and he made his first two-pointer of the entire season last night when they won. I'm sorry, High Point. I'm so sorry. Sorry. High Point, number 99, went off. Huge upset last night. What's his name?
Number number 99.
Number 99. Do you remember seeing this?
Well, I've seen the highlights of it.
Same. That's all I saw too.
Oh, oh, Chase Johnson.
Yeah, sounds right. How
It
about
does.
that, Jackson? First two-pointer made all season. He made it last night on a breakaway.
Wow. And you know what, Blake? High Point has a great coach. He's a great motivator. He's a great teacher and great group of locker room those guys. And I also love what's great about the Smart Brothers tournament is the storytelling of those athletes and coaches
Yeah.
in their background from where they come from is really, I think,
Yep.
one of the greatest moments, I think, in all of sports when outside of basketball and being part of families and stuff. And I just
What's his name?
really love that part.
What's what's Hot Point's mascot?
Um, High Point, Mass. They I think they're called the Power, although I could be mistaken.
Okay, maybe. All right, Jack. Let's see. Anything else? Any other thing we need to be watching out for? Duke's playing again today, right? Or is that tomorrow?
Yes. Well,
Okay. No, it should
yeah.
be tomorrow.
Uh, well, Duke actually. I'm glad you asked, Blake, because Duke actually almost got upset and lost
Uh,
to a school called Siena, which
hey,
I don't know if you saw it, Blake,
what?
but they trailed by double digits at halftime, and Duke just what it looked to me that they were banged up in injuries. Malik Brown didn't look one of the players of Duke. The Boozer brothers and Sienna and Malik Brown, all their players, star players
Yeah.
they didn't look 100% to me, and that
The
was part of
Boozer
the reasons why
brothers.
they trailed. But yet they did find a way to win. But Sienna, they came so close to winning it and upsetting our Blue Devils. And if that were and if and if you think about what happened if Duke were to lose that game, then it would be a very painful house in the Griffey household for sure.
But guess who did
right,
get upset?
but not but yeah, but
Guess
no,
who
no, no.
did get upset? Their little
Oh,
brother down the street.
well, yeah, and then you also had another game earlier with Kentucky
Oh,
almost
Chapel,
losing to
Chapel
losing to Santa
Hill.
Clara in Chapel Hill, getting upset by VCU. Wow, that's got to hurt if for anyone listening in Chapel Hill. Yeah, oh, that's gonna be tough and just
Tough.
tough pill to swallow for you for anyone who's
Well,
listening in Chapel Hill.
I mean, look at the
But yeah,
comeback they made, you know? That's the crazy
yeah,
part.
I know, and so that's the thing about March Madness, we just don't know what's going to happen, but whether it's the men or women's
Hey,
tournament, and I got to tell you, Blake, that
they don't
I,
call it madness for no reason,
well,
you know?
that's one reason why they make this tournament so great is just is just what you said, and 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 I got to say. Those games really look like you're on a roller coaster ride, and that is exactly
Yeah.
what those games are to show from depending on the matchup and game you watch. It just there's a reason why there's a reason why they make the big dance and this tournament so great and special.
You're not wrong, Jack. You're not wrong. All right, brother. What else? You got anything else?
Yes, before
Sorry. We got Tom, brother. What else you got?
yeah, we got a few minutes before we end at the 7 o'clock hour before we have to get going
Yeah.
go in our separate wings and on our own separate paths and
Who you watching tonight?
together.
What game should I be watching in the next few hours?
Well,
Anything fun? Give me the lineup.
yeah, so I'm gonna highlight a few games for you. So I'm gonna highlight a few games for you, if I can here. So
Absolutely.
yeah, so
My guess, be my guest, be my sandwich.
yeah,
Da-da-da-da,
so okay,
da-da-da-da.
so if there's a game that really interests you, how about Queens University, not far from where you are in Charlotte, North Carolina, taking on the Purdue Boilermakers?
Wait, wait a
If you
second.
ever heard of Queens University, Blake, well, it's
Did
a
they
private school and
did they
it's
upset
owned by
the
Elon
first round?
University.
Did they upset?
What?
That's true. That's very true. Did they win their first round, or is this their first round?
This is their first round. They haven't even
Okay.
played yet.
Okay.
But there is a chance and possibility
It's one of your upset
for that
alerts,
happen.
Jackson.
Yes, I do. I do think. Yes, I yes there. Yes, they're saying. So you're saying there's a chance. Well, I think there is because that's why. Because like I said, that's what makes this tournament so special and great. Because upsets and close games. That's what makes it. That's why they call this tournament
Madness.
and games for a reason. Madness is really what you live for, and that's what makes this tournament so great for every game that delivers. So that's the one game I have my eye on, and and then and then and then so let's see. So tonight, if there's a game besides that, I want to say the Florida Gators. Well, what? Okay, so peer review. Look, they were coming off a win, their first ever NCAA tournament win, like I said, over Lehigh in the first four. That it's going to be their toughest test yet, going up against the defending, reigning national champion Rowdy Reptiles of Todd Golden's Florida Gators team, because this game is going to be played in a home crowd out there in Tampa. The fans will travel there very easily. It's only about an hour drive from campus, and the fans are going to travel very easily there, and that's going to make this game very tough for Perryville. But they're going to celebrate until that game tips off. Then once that happens, then I think they're going to have a race season, and that's just how I see it unfolding
Wait,
tonight.
what
Yes,
time is that game? Tell me again, real quick.
9:25 Eastern time.
And who's playing?
The defending national champion
Oh,
Florida Gators
oh. Hey Jackson,
in Tampa.
you know who else played for the Florida Gators?
Who's that?
Jason Williams.
I have never heard of this player ever.
Yes,
I
you
don't know
have.
anything about him.
Yes, you have, aka White Chocolate. I was talking about him a few weeks ago.
Really, I didn't
Just
know that.
he just played in a pros versus Joe's Barstool Sports game where there were 15 average people playing against five former professionals in basketball. 15 against five.
Wow, that's crazy. I didn't know he could.
Crazy.
I didn't know he could do that.
White Chocolate. Yeah, he was a Gator. Won the championship with the Gators.
Wow. Well. Tell you one thing. He was a very special player when he was on this
Yeah.
Billy Donovan teams back in the '06, back to back '07, '06 teams
I
back in the
think
day
that's I think that's when
with
he won it.
Jarkey Noah, and yeah, that's
Uh,
right. And he was on this Joey Canoa team with Billy Donovan back in the day, and I actually seen some
did he play for the
clips on
Bulls?
it, and know it very well.
He played for the Bulls, right?
Jarkey Noah, yes, he did.
Yeah.
and,
Yeah.
and I think Billy Donovan followed him with him from college to the pros, and I think they still have this great relationship ever since.
All right, Jackson, last question, then I'll let you go.
Okay,
Duke Duke plays who tomorrow?
they play TCU on Saturday
Oh.
in Greenville, South Carolina.
And give me a prediction.
I think if Malik Brown comes, okay, let me say this before I make our
Don't you
prediction.
do it.
If
Don't you do it.
well, if
Don't you do it, Jackson.
well, I'm sorry, but
Don't you do it.
well, okay. So if Malik
All right.
Brown doesn't come back from injury, then they're going to lose a game because TCU is a very physical team. They beat Ohio State by 2 in their last game in that regional.
You're kidding me.
So I think if Malik Brown stays healthy and you
You
get
got to be kidding
John
me.
Shire's players healthy, they win the game. But if But if they're ruled out and if they don't play, then I think TCU will be winning that game if Malik Brown and the Boozer brothers, or if Sion
Are you
James
kidding
doesn't stay
me?
healthy.
Are
That's
you
sorry,
kidding
Blake.
me?
I'm not even kidding. I'm not even kidding, Blake. But that's just how I see it.
Jackson, it must be opposite day. Is it opposite day?
Um, it's it sure enough is, Blake.
I knew it. That's why Duke's gonna win tomorrow, Jackson. Are you kidding me, Jake Fontel? Duke's gonna go in there. They're gonna come back because they're played like trash the other day, and they're gonna come back and show the world what the Duke Blue Devils are made of. Duke Blue Devils are gonna come back. They're gonna win by 15 points. Jackson, you heard it first, right here. Good guy sports.
Wow, you're crazy, but I'll take it.
I'm a Cameron crazy.
Well, there's nothing wrong with our predictions, depending on how this game goes. That's all I can say to that.
Jackson, it's been a pleasure.
Blake Wamberger, always great to hear from you, man.
Likewise.
I'm Jackson Yerke, Good Guy Sports signing off, and we will
Who's
talk.
this guy?
We will talk right back at you, Blake. We will talk to you next week,
Who's
and
this guy?
we.
Who's this
Uh,
guy right here?
oh, that's me, Jackson.
You right.
Along with shout out to KK, the greatest Croatian soccer
Hey,
football player of all time. Yeah, played for Charlotte
Joe,
FC. That's right. Yeah.
Joe.
Yo.
You say Kalina. Christian.
Christian Borziga.
No, you say Kalina. You say
Christian
Kalina.
Coeda. Christian
Wait. No,
Coeda.
I say Christian. You say Kalina. Christian.
Coeda.
Christian.
Coeda.
Let's go, brother. All right, take care, Jackson.
All right, Blake.
Good talking to you.
I'm Jackson Yerke. Good, great talking to you, everybody. Everybody, we will see you all right back here next week as we with Uncle Mike, me and I, and you and Shrewsbury, my friend Blake Lumber, as we that's right, as we talk about as we do wait, well, right, and then we will all see you next next week as we do our baseball prediction special as we get closer to opening day. Do stay tuned for that, and I hope you and I hope you and I hope for you to be there, and I hope you're with us. Well, yeah, Tomahawk. Oh yeah,
Tomahawk shot, baby.
that's right, and we will hope to see all you there, and we'll do our baseball preview next week, and we will see you all next Thursday. Blake Lumber, always great. That's right, Blake Lumber, always great to hear from you, man, and we'll talk to you next week, and we'll see you soon. Have a great weekend. All right,
See you, Jack.
see you, Blake. Bye.
Hey,